I'm going to share with you today the 5 factors that contribute to excess belly fat. Exercise, insulin, stress, protein, and menopause. And more importantly, what you can do about it so you can lose weight around the belly area and feel really good about yourself. When I was young, I was teased for being fat, and I believed that my whole self-worth was attached to the size and shape of my body. My mum used to say to me that I wasn't fat, I was just soft. And then I started believing that soft equates to fat. My mindset was set and nothing could change it. And like many girls in my position, I starved myself, lost a lot of weight, and then I decided that I was now okay because I wasn't fat anymore. And that led to sickness and a very unhealthy obsession with my body. But here's the thing, no matter how much weight I lost, my belly would still be big, but not every day, just some days. And I'd say to myself, I literally haven't eaten anything, and if the goal is to burn more calories than I consume, what's going on? I became determined to find the answer, and I'm going to share with you today what I've found and what works for me. First thing though, I urge you to stop beating up on yourself if that's what you're doing and you're doing the best you can. A little bit of belly fat is normal and it's okay. And later on, I'm going to show you exactly how hard it is and the extreme lengths you need to go to get a flat stomach with a six-pack when you're over 50. And you're not going to believe how hard it is. The first biggest mistake to losing belly fat is we're not exercising properly. The mistake we make is we don't exercise enough and we don't vary our exercise routines enough to get good results. And as I always say, we don't have to be athletes now we're over 50, but we do need to do some form of physical exercise every single day. We can't spot reduce our fat, so the solution is a combination of cardio and high intensity interval training to increase our heart rate and our strength training to build muscle. We need to work on our core strength and create a well-developed abdominal muscle, as opposed to a flabby belly that hangs forward because of a lack of muscle tone, making our stomachs look bigger than they actually are. This diagram here is the perfect example to help you understand. A represents a normal abdominal wall with toned muscles. B is a normal abdominal wall with toned muscles and a layer of fat. C is an abdominal wall with a little tone but no extra fat. This is where you can see belly fat hangs out despite the lack of fat. And D is the abdominal wall with a little tone and a layer of fat. Just knowing this little bit of information really helps us to understand that the muscle holding up the fat, if it's strong, it's going to lift. And if it's soft and weak, your belly is going to droop over it. The second biggest mistake with belly fat is insulin, because it causes belly fat if we don't regulate it. When you eat sugar, it becomes energy. And when you don't use that energy, it gets stored as fat. When we digest our food, our bodies turn our food into glucose. This glucose is then regulated with a hormone we already have in our bodies called insulin, which helps turn the glucose into energy for our bodies to use. When there's an excess of glucose that can't be used in our body, the glucose is stored as fat for later use. Here, I'll give you an analogy. Insulin is the taxi. Glucose is the passenger, and your body's cells are the stores the passenger wants to go to. The taxi, which is the insulin, picks up the passenger, which is the glucose, and drives it to the store, which is your cell, where it can then be used for energy immediately or stocked on the store shelves for later use. The problem is that if your store has too much of this extra energy and you never burn it, you end up with larger and larger fat stores sitting on the shelf for later use. And because a lot of this excess is sent straight to your belly, you can start to notice weight gain around your belly a lot quicker. What's the solution? Well,